Today we're finishing Super Eye Patch Wolf's fake psychic videos. Last time around, I thought I would finish it and did it because this is rough. He did a very good job at making a very stupid topic absolutely enraging, to the point where I literally had to stop multiple times to just scream. If you managed to catch those cuts, nice. I thought I hit them better. There were many. And a few I probably didn't catch. Yeah. So otherwise, we're going to jump right in and see if I can stomach the sheer levels of bullshit he's going to be, unfortunately, covering in excruciatingly exact detail. Thanks, Super Eye Patch Wolf, for doing such a great job. I wish you hadn't. This would be so much easier on my dwindling sanity.
Physical damage on people. Take, for example, the breatharians, a spiritual movement that insists that humans do not need food to survive, but can instead draw their nutrition from the energy of the sun and universe.
Are you... How stupid do you have to get? That's literally called... I don't... Oh my... It's probably a cult. The person in charge probably actually has food, and that's why they appear like they are succeeding, and everyone else just isn't trying hard enough. Let me guess, that's what's going to happen.
Now, other YouTubers have come under attack for not presenting a balanced view of breatharianism, so allow me to list some of the positive points.
I mean, it's a massive weight loss gain. Technically, everything lost would count as weight loss. I mean, it's just a small case of not alive anymore.
Grocery bill will go down. You will meet some interesting people. You will lose weight. Some folk say it feels nice. Now, it has killed several...
Yeah, surprising. What does that title say? Woman starves to death in spiritual quest to live on sunlight alone, also known as Aya's plant. Well, you'll be plaid food after you're done with it.
Several people. I actually wasn't planning on touching breatharianism in this video, mainly because my buddy Atrocity Guide had already done a great breakdown of it.
Oh no, there's someone else who's interesting content I might actually check out and it will hurt me. I must forget this, or it will cause pain.
Until her video was taken down by noted breatharian Peter Strawbinger.
My most recent video covering breatharianism has been taken down. An advocate featured in the video did not like how they were portrayed and copyright claimed their footage. Still have some email exchanges with them in which they requested. Literally, that is abuse of the system. That is literally illegal. And if the person's rich enough, you could probably sue them for damages because fuck them. Granted, that's if they're American. Super Eye Patch Wolf, I think, is Irish, so that might not be the case. Granted, also, in America, it still wouldn't be worth it because you cannot get enough money to justify the price of a lawyer.
And oh, you shouldn't have done that, Peter, because now you're in this video and a lot more people are going to see that you're attempting to control a narrative you have no business controlling. By the way, go support Atrocity Guide. She makes...
I don't know why, but just that little moment of vindictiveness on Super Eye Patch Wolf's side, that was surprisingly refreshing. It's like, I know he's trying to play up the evil anger side. It's like, no. That was nice. It actually helps considering the content of this video. Thank you. I'm actually unironically happy about that.
Makes fantastic stuff, and she didn't deserve to have her video taken down. By
I
now,
hope
I hope it's becoming apparent that the real danger of a lot of this stuff is it becomes a means to believe, well, whatever you want, but the price
who
is
needs
a
reality when you got
disassociation
literal
with
probably
reality,
drugs?
and at worst can trap people in a delusion so strong even human life becomes meaningless. On the 14th of November 1996, noted UFO expert
No.
Dr.
What are you
Courtney
doing?
Brown called into the Art Bell radio show, an associate of Brown's having captured a photo of the Hale-Bopp comet, only to find a large glowing object traveling beside it.
Was it the moon?
Through intensive psychic remote viewing sessions, Brown and his students had discovered the object was mechanical in nature, was on a
Remote viewing sessions. Oh, it's these idiots. I swear, they are literally the absolute dumbest thing ever. No, your hallucinations are not real. saying that you're the queen of the world is not real. Saying that there's a missing person on a mountain doesn't count for shit. And people listen to them, like that earlier point where they said, hey, the psychic identified missing people and resources were wasted finding nothing because the psychic was a fraud and a pile of shit. These people are only slightly better than that because they are actually delusional enough sometimes to believe this because they're actually hallucinating, as opposed to the fake psychics who are actually stealing your money. It's slightly better due to actually being sick.
On a trajectory to pass by Earth and was attempting to communicate with us.
That the thing was the word fast and spurting. Interesting, because all of the stuff
spurting, really?
And it was funnel-shaped, spread out and billowing.
Out of context, this sounds horrible.
He also figured out in the emotions column of the Matrix, he had emotions of dread, concentration, fear.
This broadcast
concentration isn't an emotion.
Art Bell's website
it's a state of actively
the
thinking.
Legions of ecstatic and terrified people convinced that humanity's first genuine encounter with an extraterrestrial was at hand. On the evening of the comet, 39 people entered a small diner in San Diego, all with the same cropped hairstyle, and all ordered the same identical meal.
Oh, no. No. It's going to be a mass not aliving, isn't it? Every time you get a bunch of people, it's like, we're all looking the same with the same type of clothes, the same type of hair, the same meal, same location. You know it's going to be a mass not alive.
Iced tea, salad, turkey, and blueberry cheesecake. That night, all 39 were found dead.
Called it.
Having committed suicide as part of the Heaven's Gate cult.
And I'm guessing the guy in charge of the cult didn't die, and he was paid heavily for it.
All convinced that by leaving their mortal bodies, their souls could board the spacecraft flying alongside the comet and ascend past humanhood. When the comet did pass, there was no sighting of any kind of object beside it. And still, somehow, it gets darker than even this.
Oh, fuck no. No. Don't know. I know just enough that I thought that was the tip of the iceberg. The mass not aliving. No, it's getting darker. Dear God. I didn't think the freaking Garfield video was the nice respite from this.
Psychics and faith healers have a dangerous habit of advocating for their own supernatural healing as a replacement for legitimate medicine.
Oh, these. You know what? I was giving the crazy assholes who do the remote viewing a pass because they're actually sick. A lot of them have visions, specifically hallucinations due to untreated mental problems. They need help, but they're not sick enough to get it without consent. But they're not healthy enough to know that they need it with consent. This, though, this is like the scammers take it to another level because the scammers could do horrible things and did do horrible things. This faith healers, every time you see one, it's the same damn thing. It is going to be a case of, you believe in me. Do what I say. Buy my snake oil that costs half your life savings and the other half if you want to make it really work. And if you really, really need it, get a loan from your family. The worst part is that's not even a joke. That is actually probably something that will come up and does happen.
Medicine.
The sickness that your husband has is not cancer.
And this guy died if you listen to him.
That has been sent towards him.
If you've got pills as an act of faith, I want you just to throw them out the aisles. Those of you up in the balcony, just throw them over the side. Amen.
And like I said about untreated people with mental problems, here is how it starts. He's like, I don't want to feel bad. Pills have side effects. And I'm like, this guy says he can cure me. I don't feel anything because I'm not even in my own head anymore when I stop taking my pills. This guy must be working. I need to give him my life savings. That's a joke, but at the same time, it's also literally something that happens. Because it combines every piece of bullshit prior to this. It's that needing to believe, actual mental illness, and convincing yourself that it's working despite all evidence to the contrary.
If you want to know how destructive this can be, I'm going to read out a list of names. Mary Welch.
They all probably died listening to some asshole.
Madeline Newman, Neil Beagley, Ava Worthington, Rocky Sevi, David Hickman. These are the names of children who died from simple preventable diseases because their parents chose to treat things like appendicitis and bladder infections with spiritual healing as opposed to traditional medicine. And this list is not even close to being complete. There's a religious faith healing group called the Followers of Christ Church, which...
Okay, I thought it was going to be the Christian Scientists who are also the entire no medicine and have literally been brought to court because their kids keep dying.
Some of the names here are from, and their graveyard is littered with the headstones of children ranging from 1 day to 1 week old, with an infant mortality rate of 10 times what's normal. And I don't know what's more horrifying, that there are places like Idaho that to this day protect this kind of faith healing under law, or how the parents of some of these children try and justify what they've done.
It's literally mentally ill people who have gone into a cult, who believe, because I believe it, it must be right. And if anyone else dies because of that, well, that's on them because their faith wasn't strong enough. Minus the fact that you literally are responsible for your actions, but you just don't want to be responsible here, so you have to be right because you've already dug so deep in. It's literally the gang initiation. You do something so fucked up, you can never leave. I mean, granted, you still can, because literally a lot of the times there are ways to get out if you plead. But we're going to ignore that because if you think you can't get out, you don't get out. And you don't try and get out, and you justify yourself because most people don't like being monsters. But fuck everyone who's about to appear in this video because they're probably going to deserve it. You know what? No, actually, never mind. Don't fuck them. Leave them just blue-balled and sitting there waiting for something to happen and knowing that nothing is ever going to be dumb enough to touch them because they are the kind of horrible people that deserve nothing. They should be ignored. And honestly, I hate myself for watching this because I would rather not even believe they exist. But the knowledge hurts me, and I'm apparently a masochist enough to think that this is something I want to know, even though there's that part of me in the back of my head going, no! Screaming in pain. Followed by the rest of me that's also screaming in pain physically. And I think the entire video series so far has been showing that part. It's a good thing I don't have any strong feelings about this, or this would be painful.
I would like to remind you that this country was founded on religious freedom.
No, it was founded on people who didn't want to pay taxes and exiles who were being told to leave because the non-tolerant people in England said GTFO or die.
Whenever you try to restrict one person or another in any fashion,
like their ability to live,
then you're chipping away at freedom.
My Bible, my Jesus Christ, tells me to put my faith and trust in him. I don't put limitations on God.
It's hard for me not to look at this footage and not think of the line from James.
See this right here? Parents charged with murder and the death. I just hope they were actually then convicted as opposed to just charged. And him thinking like, wait, I can get in trouble for someone dying because of my direct actions? Oh no. And her going, oh shit, it wasn't worth it. We have the true believer and the dumbass who went along with it. And I don't know which one's worse.
James Randi's book, When Reason Sleeps, Monsters Come Forth. Randi knew the danger that lay in dragging people into the delusional world of the supernatural.
Did he?
And he spent his entire life...
Oh no, Randy's the good one who was actually trying to show it over. The amazing Randi. Yeah, he's like the literally only good point of this. I don't like that Super Patch Wolf is using really old pictures of him just because it does remind me that he's not around anymore and there's no one probably doing this anymore. Except for technically Super Eye Patch Wolf because he's doing this video right now. Spiritual successor? You know, considering the context of the video, that's probably not the right term to use.
Trying to warn us. James Randi passed away last year.
Only last year? Wait, this is 2 years ago. It's 2023. That would be 21. So he might have literally lucked out and had all the good things up until the pandemic started. Also, I don't know what he's doing, but that is the most excited I've seen anyone looking at a cake wheel since the last time I looked at the cake wheel. I completely empathize with him right now. Best man ever in this video.
Lost a real hero. But part of that tragedy is that we need him now more than we ever have.
Because the pandemic...
Because this stuff isn't getting better.
Oh, yeah, because a lot of people stuck at home in high, tense, stressful situations thinking they would die if they go outside frankly, as long as you're vaccinated and you just, were around people wearing masks, because wearing masks didn't help you, it helped other people in case you were infected and didn't know it. It caught the virus you would spread by accident, not protect you from other people doing it. Yeah, it's mostly the weird part. It's not actually protect you, it's protect everyone else. So if everyone else is protecting you, you are protected. It's the weird thing. Problem being, a lot of people got very scared, very insulated, specifically in their homes without leaving and like washing boxes when they would come home from the store. I had family that did that. I was like, you know what? I've seen where you live. It's probably a good idea. But also at the same time, not for the reason you think. There are some places where I just... But that's more just personal cleanliness issues. I should probably not mention the family part. Fucking no one watches my videos. If you do, I am so sorry, and there will be recompense made. If you don't, I said nothing. More importantly, yeah, a lot of mental illness spiked because pressure isolation does not do well for mental well-being.
It's getting worse. Despite everything we've talked about, all the debunking, all the exposed scams, the measurable loss of human life, psychics have never been more popular. The psychic industry currently estimated at $2.3 billion at a growth rate of 53%.
Like tarot cards, all this stuff, it's just stupid toys if you treat it that way. But when you live by it, it's not just a toy to you, it's so much worse.
Since 2005,
if it's entertainment, that's one
the
thing.
Pandemic,
If it's
leaving
life,
people isolated and vulnerable, only spiking those numbers. And driving this growth is the rise of a new breed of celebrity psychic.
What?
Remember that guy who called grandma a bitch at the beginning of this video? This clown is John Edwards, and he isn't some back alley psychic.
Oh, no.
He regularly appears on daytime talk shows.
He has a TV show. I think I saw advertisements on it in the 2000s. Usually when I was sick and I was stuck on daytime TV and I was partially delusional, so I didn't think to turn off the channel. Yeah, that would do it.
In front of millions of people. He even had his own show that ran for years, and this is not uncommon. In 2019, the New York Times ran an article in which supposed psychic Thomas John was exposed for hot reading at a live event.
Hot reading?
That's right, the same stupid bullshit I pulled
I
earlier
thought it was
in
cold
this
reading.
video. Only the information he was using came from fabricated Facebook posts that were planted by a group trying to catch him.
Maria. Do you know who that is? Because he's bringing up Maria. Now, I don't want to scare you, but have you had your heart checked? So your dog is here. Must be your dog, because there's a dog.
This was called Operation Pizza Roll, and did it destroy Thomas John's career?
No.
No, within a year he had his own TV show called Seatbelt Psychic, which was promoted by massive celebrities like James fucking Corden, who peddled this garbage.
Because if you view it as entertainment, it's fine. But people don't view it as entertainment. They view it as, I must listen to this person, and I hate that. It's just, I don't know which is worse, that people believe it, or that the people who spread it know people aren't going to treat it as entertainment. I'm sure some of them probably convince themselves that it's like, this is fun. Versus everyone else who's sitting on the sidelines looking at the actual dead bodies going, you sure about that?
To their 26 million YouTube followers, and who knows how many more in national TV audience. This is a huge part of why this stuff is so hard to end, because the media constantly reintroduces it back into the news cycle for the simple reason that we found a real psychic is always going to make a more compelling headline than psychics still aren't real. The same way Sylvia Browne got her claws into America in the 80s, modern psychics are being promoted in an identical fashion.
It's just the loop of internal referencing. It's actually something you see on YouTube. When someone fucks up so bad, news stories are written about how bad they are, it gets more eyes on them, showing that a lot of people probably won't ever care. But those are like, I don't care about that. He's funny. We'll keep watching. I'm looking at you, Jake and Logan Paul.
Teresa Capito, Matt Frazier, Alison Dubois, Cara Margolis. I could go on, but I don't want to. These people are still shoving their hands up the asses of chickens, and we're applauding them.
You know, I want to say that's a metaphor, but considering how this video is going, it's probably not. Everything about this video hurts. And I hate it.
But now there's an even more dangerous
Oh
evolution
no.
of this. A new kind of celebrity psychic,
No.
but ones with the backing of gigantic multinational media corporations. If you want to see this, look no further than Tyler Henry.
Who?
With an estimated net worth of $1.7 million, Tyler Henry rose to prominence with his ongoing 4-season smash hit TV show, Hollywood Medium with Tyler Henry, in which he performs psychic readings for celebrities like the Kardashians, LaToya Jackson, Megan Fox, Boy George, Bella Thorne. The most popular clips of him doing this gathering as many as 10 million views.
At this point, though, I'm pretty sure every party involved knows it's bullshit. But they're peddling to an audience who doesn't. It's just taking advantage of people again because it's entertainment up until someone actually believes it isn't, and then it's mental illness.
And his readings are convincing, especially if you ignore how much they resemble both cold and hot reading, as well as the fact that he's doing this with celebrities whose personal information and family history is publicly available.
Hell, anyone can make a guess about what's going to happen if they've seen a show. I only know this because while I haven't seen it, I have so many people I know who live by everything Kardashian. They could just spew off random facts and it would sound accurate because it's just going to repeat over and over again. It gets annoying.
But again, just ask yourself, what is the information we're not seeing here? This guy is surrounded by a gigantic entertainment conglomerate in the E! Network, who has a financial incentive to make him appear as legitimate as possible.
Wait. E! is actually spending money to make people seem legitimate? That is a very weird sentence. Because usually I thought most of their coverage was, hey, we have a stupid take and we're going to spread it to everyone. Yeah, no, never mind. This actually is probably less offensive than some of the other things they've done. It's a very low bar and somehow the psychic managed to clear it. That doesn't make it better though. It really doesn't.
Especially when most of the celebrities he's reading for are part of that same network. So if he wanted access to the personal information of someone, he has means to get it. And because of the highly edited nature of these episodes, we're never going to see when he gets something wrong. And
also, considering it's being done as a show where he's intentionally making it look that way, the people coming on are giving the incentive to play along with it. So even if it's bullshit, the entire, oh my God, you made it work. How did you know this? Doesn't need to be real. They just need to play along because there's an incentive for people to look at them due to express interest in his stuff and vice versa. It's literally a parasitic relationship where the two parasites are sucking on each other.
Which sounds more reasonable? Everything I just said, or that this 25-year-old is actually talking to ghosts and is the one exception to everything humanity has ever recorded about the observable universe. And even then, he does occasionally slip, like at a press conference in 2016, when he was asked about Trump's future in the 2016 election, in which he gave a non-committal, "I've been watching him and I'm not worried." Maybe you should have worried a little, Tyler. He's also stated that he would be open to working with the police on missing persons.
Oh yeah, Larry King went on to RT afterwards. Yeah, that is disturbing.
Cases. Tyler, do not do that. And Tyler, if you are watching this, and I get the feeling you will, because I think you're the kind of person who Googles your own name, I don't care if you believe you're psychic. I don't care if you believe you're doing good. I care that you are promoting an industry that has destroyed lives and manipulated millions, and you and every other psychic who profits off their supposed abilities without proving it under any kind of legitimate scientific testing should be so deeply ashamed.
But they won't be, because if you are in this industry, you are here to take advantage of sick people who will give way too much money. It's literally gambling, except there's a veneer of, oh, well, it's real, as opposed to gambling where you know you're getting screwed. Oh my God, it is literally even worse than gambling. Hits less people hard. Most people know better than to get into it, but those who do fall so hard in, they might not even believe they're in bad shape. because the psychic told them so. I hate everything about this. I hate everything about this. This is pain. No, just need a second. Just need a second.
This brings us to the final frontier.
Of course it's Facebook.
That has the potential to do more damage than any other.
Yeah, because Facebook has insular communities, and when you get stuck in one with how they start spreading information, you get just that community. You get a lot of that community you follow. And if you see things around, you get more of that. It's like a literal black hole of just dumb shit spread in your face, and it becomes your entire newsfeed. So all you get is more and more dumb shit, reinforcing the stupid, which is also part of why Facebook saw a boom during the entire pandemic, and also why mental illness went up, because people literally broke their brains. And people who might have been able to even it out started believing crazy things. So even if they're not physically disabled, if there's not something actually wrong with them, their thought process has become so skewed that they've decided to teach themselves mental illness, which I didn't think was possible, except apparently the last few years have shown me otherwise.
Social media. I've noticed a growing number of psychics.
Because everyone has the same platform. It's not just TikTok. Really?
I've made the decision to not call these people out at this point.
Because it would be exposure.
That they all currently have a much smaller following than mine, and I don't enjoy punching down.
And also because punching down does not matter. Everything is exposure. The more he talks about people who are actively working right now on these platforms where you can get to them all the time, they will just get views. Because there's going to be someone here going like, that's horrible. I want to go see just how horrible it is. 9 weeks later, maybe he has a good point and I should give him all my money. It shouldn't be a joke. Or actually, never mind. It should be a joke. Everything I just said should be a joke. But that happens. It's just the concept. There is no such thing as bad publicity. If you're willing to roll with it, and if you can personally just deal with people hating you, there is always going to be that subset who will stick with you. And as long as you're fine with just absolutely abusing them, you will still be fine financially because you can absolutely abuse them. And it's horrible.
But what I am going to say to these people is I am watching, and if you don't want to appear in one of these videos, find another way to get followers.
See, the problem with that is that's actually incentive to be worse, because then you get views, you get eyes on you. No publicity is bad if you can roll with it. The only time it goes bad is when it's too much for you. When you break down, when you can't stand it, when the shame gets to you, people expressing shame have people walk away. As long as you can just put on a completely bullshit strong face, people will somehow, in the most fucked up way, respect it. Because I don't get it. It's stupid, but it happens. I hope they didn't see this video, because if they see that, there is a significant incentive not just to call him out by name, specifically Super Eye Patch Wolf, to try and get his attention, but to be so horrible he makes a video about them. Because that would be such a huge bonus to them. Because yeah, it'd be a lot of negative attention, but maybe other people would write articles about the beef between them. Maybe it'd be more views. Maybe more people be curious and get drawn in. It's like what I just said. But it is actively the worst possible outcome for everyone who doesn't agree with Super Eye Patch Wolf. Because if you're smart enough to think, okay, not even just smart, if you have the common sense, which apparently is not common at all, to think, this is bullshit, I shouldn't deal with it, you're fine. But for everyone who's just kind of curious and hasn't really made hard decisions yet, who's like, well, maybe there's things I don't know. It's like, yes, there's things you don't know. This is still stupid, though. They'll get sucked in.
Before we finish, I want to address what I think is going to be a pretty common counter-argument for this video. The idea that saying all psychics are deceitful based on a couple of bad examples is like saying,
a couple, my ass! That would be a dishonest argument to start with. Also, yeah, no, they all are deceitful as a habit, either to themselves or other people. If they're doing it to other people, it's because they know the truth and lying. If they're doing it to themselves, it's because they are literally sick and need help, but they won't get it.
Saying all restaurants are bad based on a couple of cases of food.
On the other hand, if the food poisoning is due to eating people, yes, every restaurant engaging that would be evil. Personal opinion, but I'm going to stand by that one.
Food poisoning. But the difference here is that poison isn't a necessity of cooking. Deceit is a necessity of psychics, and that's going to be true until it's proved otherwise. I don't think all psychics are evil. I think some are just delusional. But either way,
Or just
they're
wanna make
promoting
money.
the same
They're
lie
good
and
entertainers.
normalizing it to ordinary people, and in doing so, making them vulnerable to the kind of predatory abuse we've seen this entire video. Okay, I feel like the only question left is why? Why out of all the problems in the world am I making a video about psychics?
I mean, considering the content I've seen previously, my guess here is because he wanted to suffer in new and unique ways and didn't think this would be so bad and then realized it would be that bad.
And the truth is that this video isn't really about psychics. I mean, it is, but it isn't.
It's the people who get sucked
What we're
in.
talking about here isn't really people who can channel aliens or bend spoons or talk to the dead.
It's scam artists.
This is about how people choose what they believe in. And if your takeaway from this video is that dumb people will believe in silly things, I have failed at my job.
Unfortunately, no, that's not the case. Dumb people believe what they believe. Smart people believe what they believe. It isn't a matter of intelligence. It's a matter of belief. And unfortunately, the dividing line is, do you question that? Because if you don't question all of the big issues with psychics, and you get sucked into it, and then you get hurt. A lot of the time that happens. Some people more than others. Some people a lot more than others. I think I'm just emotionally done right now. Like, just burned is what I would like to say, but I know for a fact if he drops anything in the next 30 seconds, it'll just hurt more and I'll be enraged again.
People want to believe in things that bring them comfort, and they will, even if those things are incorrect, as long as that information is presented in the right way. Everyone is vulnerable to this. It has nothing to do with education or intelligence.
Yep.
What this is closer to is an exploit in the human condition. The world is terrifying, constantly, and we so badly need comfort from the chaos that is happening all around us all the time. And it's that makes us vulnerable, not just to psychics, but to any number of people willing to distort reality to their own end.
Listen to me because I have the answer.
So even the basic nature of information becomes so distorted and corrupted. So I think we need to start having conversations about how we choose what we believe. Because if we can't decide on something as simple as psychics, what hope do we have for everything else? Or, as Isaac Asimov wrote in the introduction to James Randi's book, that is so much truer now
Asimov
than
wrote
it
it?
was 40 years ago. Folly and fakery have always been with us, but it has never before been as dangerous as it is now.
Oh, that was 40 years ago. On the one hand, Asimov was right. Who'd have thought the guy who accidentally invented satellites by a story that inspired people to make actual satellites, yeah, I went in that order, would be right about other bullshit? Seriously, the fact that Randy got Asimov for the foreword or an intro, just even a comment is amazing. Oh, man.
Never in history have we been able to afford it less.
And it only got worse. Well, we finally managed to finish this one. I really thought this would be a very simple video. It's like, hey, fake psychics, it's funny because they're stupid. No, I actually believe that. I believe the same thing when we did the Garfield video. I should have known better. I have seen more than a single Super Eye Patch Wolf video at this point. I have no excuse. Why am I thinking about doing the successor to this video and the fake martial arts one next? I'm just torturing myself at this point. I'm just torturing myself. This wasn't as bad, if only because I knew there was an ending to this. Knowing that we could get to this point in the video, where it would end, was the only good point. Also, the point where he brought back the amazing Randi, who is admittedly very well named, amazing. And that moment of actual anger saying, I will get you, where Super Eye Patch Wolf just went full on red screen. That was just some of the best moments because it was nice to see that this is the reaction you should have. This is the anger you need. He did a great job. Super Eye Patch Wolf did a great job at showing how screwed up and how much this hurts people. It just sucks that he could get so much material for this. I wish this was a smaller problem, but it's really not. And it's only going to get bigger because People want to believe what they want to believe, and they don't want to have their beliefs questioned. Which would be fine if it was just affecting them, but as we have seen, it affects a lot of people. And a lot of more people want to spread it because money. Graft is a bitch. Basically, I'm going to go do something stupid and funny, so probably watch a Doug video. It has literally been how I've been recovering for every one of these videos, and it is literally the only reason I haven't just spent my nights screaming into a blanket in sheer rage and terror at the state of the world. Maybe I should ask a psychic about that. Oh, that's how that starts. Joking aside, I'm actually going to go watch a Doug video now. It does help. For everyone else, I'm probably going to just see what you guys want me to check out next. It'll most likely be the fake... Oh, this is going to hurt to say. A fake martial arts video, unless I can get anyone else's subject. That's not even a Freudian slip. It's probably an accurate statement. What they should subject me to next, that's something a little less painful than Super Eye Patch Wolf did. Because I want to check out more of what he does. I like what he does. But I also hate how he covers things well sometimes. More importantly, though, you guys know the deal. Link below, original video. Hit it up. If you have already, do it again, because he's awesome and more watch time never hurts. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.